What's up guys, Anthony here with Empire Music and EmpireMusic.com. Today I want to bring you a quick comparison from the brand new Fender Player Plus lineup. This is a jazz bass here on my right, and this is the Fender American Ultra. So why did I pick these two basses? I think they share a lot of similarities as far as electronics, as far as the way that they're kind of, the players that these are for. I think this is sort of like the light version of this, so let's kind of see what doubling your money gets you as far as in Fender. Spec-wise, they're very similar, and we'll talk about just a few differences, and then after that, what everyone wants to know, and you know me, I'm not a big spec guy, although obviously being in this industry, I need to know that stuff, and sometimes sometimes that's pretty poor on my end. But I want to play them and just like compare, you know, active and active, passive and passive, front pickup, so on and so forth. And we'll kind of get into that here in a sec. But spec-wise, just to kind of give you a quick rundown of what some of the differences and then, like I said, some similarities are between these two lineups. Down on the bridge, you have a high mass bridge on both, so that's equal. It's zinc saddles on the Player Plus. So we'll see if we hear a difference in that. Electronic-wise, in the pickups, you have Player Plus noiseless pickups here and Ultra noiseless here. Again, I don't know exactly what constitutes all the differences, if it's the type of magnets or the number of winds in there, but let's just hear them and compare them and contrast and say, this sounds this way, this sounds this way. How do you interpret it out there, and how do I interpret it here being the player? Is one more responsive? Is one brighter? Is one darker? Is one, you know, whatever. We'll figure that all out together. It'll be fun. Both have alder bodies on there. Electronic-wise, there's two 18-volt preamps in there, and when I flip these around, you'll see the battery compartments on the back. Electronic-wise, you have active and passive mode on both. However, you do not have a passive tone control on the Player Plus. You do have a passive tone control on the American Ultra, so that's a sizable difference, I think. Moving up the neck here, so I'm going to flip these around super quick and hopefully not ruin this and make Brent's life miserable back there behind the camera. Contoured neck heel on this guy here. You can see that battery compartment. It looks the same on this guy. But contoured neck heel. Brent's giving me the thumbs up that everything's A-okay with the focus. If it's out of focus, don't blame me, blame him, please. Brent Isaac, can get at him here at Empire. No contour neck. This is your standard like block heel on that guy. So difference there. Obviously you have different finishes in the packages too. Now moving up to the neck, they both have satin urethane. Oh, and also 5-bolt on the neck, 4-bolt on this neck. Maple board or rosewood in this lineup. Maple board or pal ferro in the Player Plus. So rosewood versus pal ferro is kind of the only difference there. I'm looking down at my notes here. So the back of the neck, this is a modern C neck. This is a modern D neck. So what's that mean? A little bit flatter in the middle section here on the American Ultra. That's not good or bad. It's kind of how you interpret that as a player. If it sounds good, I really don't care about neck profile, whether it's thick or thin. I want it sonically to be cool. So 12-inch radius on this guy here, so flat fretboard. This has a compound 10 to 14 radius here, so we start at 10 and it flattens out up here. So that's a kind of a cool feature, and again, you might interpret that as being a little bit more playable up high, where this is 12. That feels pretty flat to me as a guy that's used to either 7.25 or 9.5. Biflex truss rod on this guy. I'm pointing up. I'm going to just stand up here into a different camera in any second here. This has a single action truss rod on it. So what's that mean? That basically means, as I powwowed with Aaron, our tech, when we start to adjust tension on this, it only works one way. A biflex, obviously, you can add tension, and it also, when you take tension off, it actually pulls in that direction. So it's like active both directions, forward and backward. This is just single action guy. Hi, I'm up here now. Synthetic nut here, bone nut on this guy. If we look at the tuners here, you have the lightweight F-style tuners on this guy, and you have your standard, your standard open back tuners on this guy. So Let me see if I missed any major specs on that. I don't think, oh, obviously you have the position inlays. So this is just aesthetics. You have the block inlay here and the dot inlays on this guy. And I think that pretty much covers most of the differences. Neck binding on this, no binding on this guy. Hi, back down here again. How's it going? Good to see you. Basically, that's really the differences on them. Now, who cares about all that stuff? Let's play them. Let's hear the differences. I'll flash up on the screen what the settings are and what we're kind of running through, and we'll reconvene at the end. So there you have it. I think a pretty good comparison there to let you know what you're getting into with either bass. Obviously with the American Ultra, you have an American-made product. The price point's higher, comes with a hard shell case. Player Plus comes with a gig bag, made in Mexico product. Still a great bass. They both have a lot of pros going on. There's really no cons with these basses. They're both super versatile. I think personally I liked the feel on the American Ultra neck a little bit more. I liked that modern D feel on there, but that's totally opinionated. Look-wise, that has some aesthetics kind of going for it with the anodized guard and the block inlays. I think that's a sweet touch, but it has nothing to do with the tone of the instrument. They were both really nice and punchy. I think the active electronics on the American Ultra were a little bit hotter. There was a little bit more gain to them. But again, that's not good or bad, and they both felt really, really good to play. So I think a really good comparison between the Fender American Ultra and the brand new Fender Player Plus lineup. You can't go wrong either way. If you got any questions, give me a call at the shop. Oh, and comment. I want to know what you think of it out there. How did that sound to you? What do you think you'd rather play on? Do you think it's worth the money? Do you want to save some money? Do you want to spend a little more? Is the hard shell case important to you? Comment away and let's discuss it. But if you need anything, call me at the shop. It's 412-343-5299. You can email me directly. It's anthony@empiremusic.com. I almost stumbled over my words there. We'll see you next time. Thanks.